Yes, everybody. Russ on the West Ham Network. Something very. This is very different than what we usually do. But it stemmed from a conversation I had with a non-West Ham fan, a supporter of another club, an unconverted, yesterday, and he asked me the question, which sort of got me questioning things. He said, "Why West Ham? Why did you support West Ham? Why did you choose to support West Ham?" And my response was, and I think for 99.8% of everyone else, you don't choose West Ham. West Ham chooses you. And that stopped that conversation. But he asked me the question, if I could choose if I could go back and not go to that Oxford United game with my granddad and my brother Tom, who you know on the Brothers in Arms, with me hat on and my bobble hat, and Oxford United scoring after about 30 seconds, and the Julian Dix brace meant we won 5-3. And would I support someone else, knowing what the last 30 odd years has done in terms of heartbreak? And I said no. And then that conversation, we finished that conversation, and then my brain started ticking, and I started thinking about things. And it's going to sound really cheesy. I started to write a poem, and I want to tell, the way I think it, and hopefully, and I want to do the poem. I want to do the poem to you guys, and hopefully you guys can relate. And I'm sure 99.8% of you will relate to this, because it's about West Ham, and it's about or being a West Ham fan. So indulge me for about a minute and a half. Okay? Thank you. If I did it again, would I choose Claret and Blue? Would I sign up for heartbreak and the misery too? For Saturday sorrows, for Sundays of pain, would I let West Ham break my heart again? I think of the promises. Next year's our year. Hope and despair mixed with lukewarm beer. The dodgy ref calls, the chants and the rain, the "we were unlucky" said time and again. From Upton Park's roar to the stadium sprawl, I've stood there believing in spite of it all. Because it's family, not football. It's Grandad's old song. It's where I learned right and where I learned wrong. It's the bloke behind you who swears too loud. The kid on his shoulders, all part of the crowd. It's Nan with her radio shaking her head. It's typical West Ham, it's all that she said. We've had our magicians, our heartbreak kings. Payettes, curlers, oh what a beautiful thing. Joe Cole dancing, a boy turned star who made us dream we'd all go that far. It's Morley's graft, it's Monker's fight, it's Ginger Pele heading into the West Ham night. It's Julian Dix's, that thunderclap shot. A penalty, he'll give it the lot. It's Noble, our captain, our conscience, our mate. A hammer through and through, never tempted by fate. Now it's Bowen runs wild, a spark in the gloom, lighting up Stratford like Payet in bloom. We've had taunts from neighbours, like Chelsea and Spurs, their trophies polished while ours just blurs. But they'll never know what it feels like, see, to love something so flawed, so completely, so free. Because West Ham's not about wins on a board. It's the laughter, the losses, the love we've stored. It's lessons in patience, in pride, in pain. It's falling and rising and falling again. We've sung forever blowing bubbles all through the tears, through false dawns and decades of maybe next years. But that music swells and our voices blend. You remember, this isn't just a club, it's a friend. So would I choose West Ham knowing the cost? Every lead surrendered, every match lost? You're damn right I would, again and again. Because love isn't logic, it's daft, it's insane. It's Plasto, it's Stratford, it's pride and it's pain. It's laughter through loss, it's sunshine and rain. So break me, West Ham, and fix me again. I'd always choose you again and again. I know it's cheesy, but you know, when you just think, it's just something just clicked in my head when I had that conversation. I thought, "Do you know what? I want to put something down because it's an inherent feeling being a West Ham fan, which I don't think. Well, I listen to think that anyone else thinks the same from other clubs. Maybe it's in the bubble, but it was a crazy feeling, and I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to put it down and put it out there because actually, I think a lot of that when I was writing it, I was thinking, I know my brothers would feel the same. I imagine Anton feel the same. I imagine, all that everyone I know. I'm thinking this is a letter to. It's almost like a love letter to West Ham. You know, I, whatever goes on up there in a board or on the pitch, what happens in the stands is a special connection. I started doing YouTube like during lockdown because I wanted to connect with people. I couldn't connect with people. I couldn't meet them in a pub. I couldn't see them at Upton Park or London Stadium at the time. I couldn't see them. So that's why I started doing YouTube, and that's why I started connecting with people. And I've met people who I've never met physically, and I know people really well. I've only met Anton twice in my whole life. We talk every day. There's people, who I've met and have died, like Peach. There's people who I've never met physically. But because of West Ham, we have this inherent togetherness, which will always be there. And when people say, the old West Ham, that's bollocks. The West Ham is still there. You see, like what the likes of John Ratomski does for Iron Supporting Food Banks, and a lot of all the community work, and DT38 and all that type of stuff. And when Isla was alive, God rest her soul, all that stuff, and what we did for the Byhammers and stuff, and all that type of stuff. That's what West Ham's all about. And I just wanted to pen it down. I'm cringing at having done it, but I wanted to do it because I think with so much that goes on around the peripherals, we all have this in our hearts. There's a reason why it's close to our heart, because it is. And it might be this one, it might be that one there, it might be the new badge. It's still West Ham. Anyway, there's my soppy moment. I'm even getting soft to my old age. Anyway, I'll move on and I'll start slagging off Maverick Pounce in a minute. Anyway, take care. See you soon. Give it a hype. Much love. Bye bye.